Hi, Jordan. Okay, thank you, Jordan, for letting me know about the camera. Okay, we will just re-add you when we have to, okay? Um, Never mind. I don't think either of you were in that group, so. Hey, Kennedy, were you trying to submit the Seneca presentation? Because I don't have one for your group. And I saw that you were on the pending submissions. Hello, Austin.
Yes, ma'am.
I was just saying hello.
Oh, hello.
Jaden said he would do it. Okay. Yeah, yep. I see one in progress for him too, but he didn't submit it. Do you have a link for me so that I can open it up? Okay. All right. Well, when they get here, we will talk to them. Thank you, Kennedy. I just wanted to clear that up before things got all out of hand. Good afternoon, Yolanda. Good afternoon, Miguel. How are you? Okay, so for those of you who are here, if you can pop your cameras on for me so I can officially count you as present. And then as we pick up people, I will add them too. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Aaliyah. Somebody mentioned Jordan's camera isn't working. Okay. If you have to then take it down again, yep, I see you. That in order to hear me, that's fine. I just need to see you briefly so that I can mark you as present for the official attendance. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Kennedy. All right, that's fine. Some of you don't have the bandwidth to support it. I understand. So if you talk to me in chat, that's good too, so that at least I see that you're there. Yeah, I know, Ethan. Okay, Yolanda. That's why I'm only like having you sort of like pop it on and then turn it off again. So that way I see you, I can do the attendance, and then if you need to take it off again, you can. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you guys. Thank you. Hello, Zach. Hello, everyone coming in. Giselle. You guys can pop on your cameras really quick just so I can see you for the attendance check. And then if you have to take them off, turn them off again, that's also okay. Okay, Yolanda. Yeah, I saw you, Yolanda. You're good. I saw your mask. I see Jaden. Jaden's running. What you running from, Jaden? You're welcome. Hi, Giselle. All right. Thank you. Yeah, just pop it on so I can list you as here, and then you can turn it off so that you can actually hear me, because that's really important. I don't see Jaden or Avril yet. So let me make sure. Jennifer. Victoria. Hello, hello, hello. So we'll wait just a couple more minutes, then we'll get started. The first thing we're going to do is our presentations today, okay? So we're going to start with Terrence, the Terrence group, because I don't have the Seneca presentation, okay? And then we will hopefully by then have picked up somebody who has the Seneca presentation so that we can get through that. Trying to make sure I marked everybody is here. I think I have everybody. We're still missing quite a few people. And a lot of people who are usually here too, so. I just saw Clarissa join. I just saw Jade. Lila's here. We're still missing the other Kennedy. Don't see Fabian's name. Does anybody here from the Seneca group have the presentation? Because it was not turned in. So if you have it, send it to me so that I can open it up. That would be good. And if not, we will hopefully get it when they show up later, right? Oh, there's Fernando. All right. So just a reminder, make sure to pop your camera on so I can go back and watch the video and see you and verify that you were here. And then at the end of class, this is what we're going to try to do now, right? Beginning of class, you pop your camera on so I know. Then you're going to be active on the mic as much as you can during class. And then at the end of class, you'll pop your cameras on again briefly for me to see you so that I can sort of say, yep, they were there the whole time. Okay. Okay, so while we're waiting for someone from Seneca to show up who has the PowerPoint, let's go ahead and do the Terrence presentation, okay? So let me share my screen with that. There we are. And Terrence Group, I will let you take it away. I like your picture, by the way, that's nice.
So anyone else can go?
Zach should go. He did this.
Zach here.
Oh, we're starting?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. He was born in 195/185 BC. In 166 BC, he produced Andrea, which is one of his plays. In 165 BC, Hakaira. In 163 BC, Huton Tamorimenos. In 161, he produced Anuchis. In 161, he also produced Formi. Well, I think that's how you say it. In 160, he produced Adelphi. In 160, he produced Hakaira, the second production and the third production. And then they think he died around 159 BC.
Okay. All right. And we did talk in class. What do you guys remember about what we talked in class about his life? He had a very sort of different life.
His childhood, like he was what was he escaping from? It was something he was, I think, running away from, or I don't know. I read about it too.
Okay, you're on the right track, right? Does anybody remember? You can put it in the chat or come off mute. It doesn't have to be this group. What did we talk about with Terrence's life? He wasn't born in Rome, right? How did he get to Rome?
He was brought to Rome as a slave.
Yes, he was brought to Rome as a slave, right? And he was educated and then freed. Okay. All right. Good. Okay.
Andrea is a Roman comedy composed by playwright Publius Terence Afer. His play Andrea was his first play to be performed publicly, and it was performed in 166 BC. Pamphilus seduces Glycerin, and after some time it is revealed that she has become pregnant. Pamphilus promises to her that she shall be his wife, but his father has already arranged for Pamphilus to marry to the hand of someone else, which would be the daughter of Cremes. And when his father finds out about the news, he pretends that the wedding will take place in order to learn what intentions his son may have. When Cremes finds out about Glycerim's child, which belonged to Pamphilus, Cremes immediately calls the wedding off.
Okay. So, what did you think about the play?
I mean, I don't really know. Like, I felt I mean, it's supposed to be a comedy, but I don't really know how I feel about the play. Just mixed
Okay.
emotions, I guess.
Okay, so to like from as far as like today's point of view, right? It's not particularly funny, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I was trying to zoom in a little bit for you so that you could read it a little bit easier because I know It's a little small. Okay. All right, let's go to the next slide.
Terrence's work was Andrea, April 166 BC. Hecara, Hecara, the mother-in-law, 165 BC. Heton Timomenos, the self-tormentor, 163 BC. Bunches, the eunuch, 161 BC. Formia, 161 BC. Adelphi, or Adelpho, the brothers, 160 BC. And Hecaira production, 60 BC, and Hecaira third production, 160 BC.
Okay, so we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 productions in what? 6 years? Not bad. Okay, and then we have our citations here. Okay, all right. Questions for the group about Terrence? No? Okay, I just got an email with a link to the Seneca presentation, so let me open that up for you. Just give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. I don't know if this is complete. I have a summary of Phaedra and then a timeline. Is that what I have? Those of anyone who's here? Let me share my screen and then. This is what I've got. I've got a timeline. Is anyone here from the Seneca group who can talk us through the timeline? Okay, Victoria. I see. Okay. Okay, so we've got 4 BCE to 65 CE here, right? So where are we when you think about these 3 playwrights? We've had Terence, we've had Plautus, and we've had Seneca. Who was alive first of the 3? Or the people from Plautus, but when Plautus was born in the chat, the people from Terence put when he was born in the chat, and then we've got Seneca right here. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I need some dates. Let's go. You should know whereabouts these people were born. You've heard information on this twice now. Yes, that is the date, 4 BCE. So 4 before Common Era is his approximate birth date for Seneca. Yes. So you should have those also we've just looked at them for Terence. So give me a second and I'll get out of this. I can find where it was. Okay, so right here we have Plautus. So where do we have for Plautus? What do we have for Plautus? His lifespan approximately? Okay, I'm gonna start calling on people. Ethan, tell me about Plautus. What date was Plautus born approximately? What year?
254 through 184
Okay.
BC.
Yeah, so 254, okay. 254 for Plautus. Let's do Terence. Okay, so let's see. Jade, what do we have for Terence? Yes, okay, she's putting it in the chat. 195 or to 185, somewhere around there. Okay. And then for Seneca, now when are we? 4 BCE, right? So he's a lot later than his compatriots here, right? So Seneca comes quite a bit later. We really don't have any crossover between these three playwrights. Okay, so Seneca's born approximately 4 BCE. We talked about how he was born in Cordoba. We talked about how he was born to an author and teacher of rhetoric. Okay, who wants to read about 41 CE? Who else was in this group? Jaden, you read this one. Yeah, I was trying to get Jaden to read it. Who else was in this group? Let me see.
I didn't hear you at first.
Right here.
The emperor Claudius banished Seneca from the course. I can't pronounce that word. The Corsica on charge of adultery with the princess Julia, the emperor's niece.
Okay, good. So he's charged with adultery, right? He's He's brought back from exile for Nero. But then in 65 CE, and we talked about this last time, Nero orders him to kill himself, right? Okay. Okay, so we don't have a list of his works, unfortunately. So now we have Phaedra. So who did Phaedra? I think it was Victoria, right?
Are paying for all his work that he did in zoology.
I'm sorry? Can you put it in the chat? So somebody tell me what happened with this presentation. Talk to me. Okay. You submitted it? Because I don't have it in Schoology. So let me see if there's one now. I am also confused, Austin. Okay, so I see that you submitted it a couple of minutes ago. So let me grab this one and see if it's different than what I have. Okay. So this is not even remotely the same as the other one. So did you guys split into two different groups and work separately? Is that what happened?
We didn't split into two different groups. I think somebody like posted one part of it by accident.
Okay. So I have two different sections. All right. Okay. So let me open this one up. Okay. So we've talked about this a little bit, right? Who did this slide? Okay.
I don't know who that slide is. We see
Kennedy.
somebody said in the chat. I don't remember.
Okay. And then we have this. Now I want to be clear because people seem to be confused. A playwright is the person who writes the play. his products are plays. Okay. So in total, he wrote 9 plays. Okay. So I want to be clear about this. So who wrote the one about the plays?
Oh, guy.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we have 9 plays that are popular today. The Madness of Heracles, the Trojan Women, the Phoenician Women, Medea, Phaedra, Oedipus, Agamemnon, Thyestes, and then Hercules on Aida. Okay, then we have a part of a timeline. So who did this timeline?
I think Kennedy. I think she made the other one. She was saying she sent them to you because they should. I don't know if you might not be able to get back to this one. Yes, Kennedy.
Okay. And then we have a quote. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. Woo. We need to move on for the purpose of time.
We need to move on for the purpose of time.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So let's move to a different place now. All right. We're going to move on to Japan. Okay. So let me get this ready for you. You are going to have some homework today, just to warn you, because we are not going to have time to get through everything that we need to get through together today. All right. So let me share my screen. All right. So here we are in ancient Japanese theater. Now, this is not quite as ancient as the theater that we've been talking about. Okay. That's part of the reason why I wanted you to look at the dates. So when we're looking at theater of Japan, it's old, but it isn't old like ancient Greek or ancient Roman theater has been. So you're going to have to do this in your journals on your own time. The PowerPoint is in Schoology, so you can go ahead and go through that. Make sure that you add that to your journals. Okay, so number 1, okay? We're going to talk about what Noh drama is, and it is spelled N-O-H, okay? We're going to watch a little video on it. For the check for understanding, that's going to be some homework that you're going to have to do, as is probably the introduction to Kabuki and Bunraku, okay? And we're going to do a whole unit on that when we come back next week. All right, so how did Noh begin? Number 1, sacred dance. Let's see. Let's have Justice, can you read this one for us?
Part of
Shintoism?
Shintoism, a traditional religion of Japan.
Yes, perfect. So we start with the Shinto religion and sacred dance. That was a big component of their religion. Then number 2 arrives. Kennedy with an I. Can you read number 2 for us?
Arrives in Japan adds to the dances already performed.
Right, exactly. So Buddhism arrives, right? So this is a different religious concept. And the Buddhist monks arrive And they also have a version of dance that they use. And so they're adding to the dance that's already in the area. All right, my Kennedy with a Y, can you read us number 3, Dengaku? Oh, that's right, Kennedy. I apologize. I forgot. Clarissa?
How do you say the word?
Dengaku?
Yeah, Yangaku, sorry. Field music that may have come from Korea was used in Rico harvest festivals.
Okay, right. So it does say rice. I know it's a weird font. But so now we have dance, one kind of dance, another kind of dance, and now we have this new kind of music that comes into the country from Korea, right? And so now the music is beginning to change. Number 4, Maya.
From China, chorus would speak lines for characters during dances.
Okay, right. So now instead of the characters speaking all the time, when they're dancing and it's like too hard for them to speak and dance simultaneously, we now have a chorus who is doing the speaking for them. Good. Miguel, can you do number 5? Are you there, Miguel? Okay, all right. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. It's okay, Miguel. I appreciate that. Ms. Spears, how about you do number 5? You there? I'm not sure if she can hear me. Victoria, can you read number 5 for us?
Sure. Sarugaku no.
Good.
Adopted by Buddhist temples in Japan as a teaching tool.
Yeah, so they start to take all of these things, right? And they're using it to teach the Buddhist religion, like to teach principles of the religion to the Japanese people to sort of convert them, right? Let's be honest. Okay, so when we get to, how do we get to know that we, as we call it today, or sort of like what we call it today? Well, we have an actor whose name is Kanami, and he is a no performer, and he finds favor with this high-ranking shogun general in the late 14th century. So, like I said, this is a long time ago, but it's not BCE, right? So he starts taking stories that are from classical Japan, like mythology or history, and also taking things that were from the Buddhist religion, and that's how he creates what the essence of no drama is. Okay. Zach, can you read this slide for us?
Yeah. Kanami's son, Ziemi, wrote over 100 plays of no, is it no?
Yep, it sounds just like no, but there's an H on it.
Okay, 100 plays of no drama. We still have 21 of them. While no plays are only about 10 pages long, they take 30 minutes to 2 hours to perform. Court performances had to include one every type of no play, and therefore could last up to 8 hours.
And it was actually longer than that until they started putting some laws into place to say, like, okay, we got to set a time limit on this, right? Okay, so 10 pages, but 30 minutes up to 2 hours. So what does that tell you about what the plays must be like. They have long pages. They're pretty normal size, but that's a good guess. What else does it probably mean? If you have 10 pages of dialogue, but a play is 2 hours long, what does that probably mean about parts of the play? Do you think that there could be long, maybe musical numbers? Some parts of the play are long, like they take more time. Okay. Yep. Delilah, that's correct. Yeah. Some of it's going to be repetition. Okay. But, like we've said, if, back in this PowerPoint, right? I'm sorry. We're taking dance and music, right? So the dialogue isn't necessarily like the most important thing all of the time, or some of it is done in a way that doesn't involve text, right? Does this make sense? Yes? So there could be like a big dance that's part of one, or a musical number and a dance. And it's not in the text, right? But it happens, and so it takes up time. Are we clear on that? Give me something in the chat. I'm kind of concerned that everybody's just zoned out today. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's 3 people. Who else? All right, there we go. That's a few. Okay, all right. So we're going to watch this little documentary, and then I'm going to give you your homework. Well, we'll talk about it a little bit, and then I'll give you your homework, okay? So I'm going to put this in the chat. As you watch this, I want you to take notes on the stage, okay? The masks, the types of stories, and what happens in the story that they are showing. And then they're going to give you some information about the acting style. And I will put some notes in the chat as well to sort of help guide you, because I don't want to keep pausing it and interrupting it too much, okay? So let me share my computer sound. And then I'm going to give you the link too, just because I know that's easier for some of you. There you go.
The oldest form of traditional theater is Noh, with a history stretching back some 600 years. This is the stage on which Noh plays are performed. The painting of the pine tree indicates that this play will be set in the world of the spirits. Old pines, such as this one, are regarded as sacred places where a person is as likely to encounter the spiritual forces of nature as they might in a temple or shrine. Supported by 4 pillars, the Noh stage is constructed so that a roof is visible to the audience. Since the actor's vision is restricted by a mask, he must rely on the pillars to orient himself on stage. In Noh theater, Nothing is allowed to separate the audience from the stage, not even a curtain. The actors make their stage entrances from a long bridge-like passageway. The music of the No Theater consists of a chorus of chanters, which carries the melody, and 4 instruments which provide the rhythmic accompaniment. In this scene, an elderly woman living deep in the mountains is complaining of her long, lonely life. No is sometimes referred to as the art of walking. This unusual theatrical convention is a minimalist expression of the energy the actor keeps hidden behind the mask. The thick costume creates a strong linear profile, de-emphasizing the physical presence of the actor. The men in the background are hermits, traveling through the mountains, who have been given permission to spend the night at the woman's house. Many people wonder why No continues the ancient tradition of wearing masks. When skillfully used, masks can be an extremely dramatic form of expression. In No Theater, the volatile expressions of the living actor's face are replaced by the external expression on the mask. Through his disciplined movements, the actor suggests the spirit, animating the personality of the role he is playing. The old woman leaves the hermits alone in her home as she goes to collect firewood on the hillside, admonishing them not to look into the next room. However, one of the hermits violates this prohibition and looks in. There he is astonished to find a pile of corpses. The self reflected in the mask and the ordinary everyday self of the modern actor are brought into alignment until they become indistinguishable. The old woman whose true identity has been exposed is transformed into a terrifying, vengeful spirit. Here, she returns to wreak vengeance on the hermits, her anger stirring up a storm. However, confronted by the spiritual goodness of the hermits, the woman's demonic power weakens. In the end, she is forced to leave, vanishing into the night storm. The art of No has been refined over the course of several centuries. It has been passed on by the traditional method of father to son. At present, the family, which has the oldest continuous tradition of No acting, goes back a full 56 generations, or some 600 years, to the earliest period of the art. Throughout all Japanese arts, there are masters who, through a complex network of submasters, can count more than 10,000 students, all of which are members of one artistic family.
Okay, so let's talk about what you saw. Like I said, I gave you some notes in the chat. Let's talk about the stage. So what did you notice about the stage? What's different? Yeah, go ahead. What did you say? Oh, I didn't understand you, Jaden. I'm sorry.
It doesn't have any curtains.
Right, yeah. They said nothing's allowed to separate the audience, right? And the actors. What kind of stage is it? What can we like closest to the stages that we've talked about so far? What does it sort of look like?
I don't remember the name, but it's the one that looks like it's for college and stuff.
Okay.
So the name down was called.
Yeah, a lot of us are non-traditional, and you could argue for that too. A lot of people think it looks like a thrust, right? Because the audience does come in quite a bit, and but then it has that bridge, that sort of sticks out. Okay. So, what did you notice about the masks? Some of them look creepy. Yeah, well, why are they creepy? What are those masks? Like when they put on those masks, who are they playing usually? And in that story? Who's the old lady? And she turns into a spirit, and not just any spirit. What kind of spirit is she?
Full spirit.
Yeah, she's not Casper the Friendly Ghost over here, right? She's out for blood, right? He looks into that room and it's full of bodies, okay? So they mention a little bit about the types of stories, right? So some of them take place in the real world where they interact with the spirit, right? That's what this was. But how did the hermits defeat the vengeful spirit? Did you catch that? What's their power that they use to stop her? You might have missed it. She says that there's spiritual goodness, right? They believe in Buddha. Their spiritual goodness is what drives her out of the house and into the storm. Let's talk about the acting style. So who do you have to sort of be in order to become one of these actors?
What was the question?
Who do you have to be to become an actor for this?
You have to have a family, like have it running family for generations, then have masters of it.
Yeah. So a lot of them, it's passed down like father to son most of the time. Okay. So a lot of these are father and son pairs that work together. Okay. So what does this remind you? We have music, we have a chorus, we have masks. What is this similar to?
First Roman theater.
Roman, yeah, but what else? Greek plays, says Delilah. Yes, okay, good. All right, so in a way, right, it sort of has some similar concepts. So even when we're talking about, Western theater and how it develops. Now, the difference is going to be in the text. So this is going to be part of your homework, okay? So you're going to read, and we're not going to do it in groups because we don't have time. I want you to, it's in Schoology for today, to read this play. It's called The Dead Weight of Love. And I want you to answer these questions. What is it trying to say? How does it compare to Western plays? And can you apply like plot analysis the way that we've been looking at it with stasis, initiating event, right? Can you apply that to this play? Why or why not? So that's the first part of your homework, okay? Like I said, it's in Schoology. The second part of your homework is to watch Crash Course Theater number 23. Okay, this is going to introduce you to Kabuki and Bunraku Theater, which we're going to talk about next week. So this is going to help you sort of get a leg up on the things that we're going to discuss so that you'll be familiar with them already. Okay, so homework number 1, read The Dead Weight of Love and answer these questions, because we'll talk about it at the beginning of next class. Homework number 2 is to watch this Crash Course Theater. Do I have any questions about that? I've seen some no's. Let me know if you have questions. I want to be able to give you some guidance. Are the questions with the homework? The questions are in this PowerPoint, right? Which is in Schoology. Okay, so you'll be able to see them if you open this PowerPoint in Schoology. All right. So if I were you, I'd go through the PowerPoint again, open the play, answer these questions, and then go ahead and watch this Crash Course Theater. Okay. All right, I'm going to give you the last 5 minutes to do our exit ticket, where I want you to post in Schoology, what about this did you think was the most interesting? So of all the things we talked about with no drama, everything we saw in that documentary, what did you think was the most interesting part? That is your exit ticket. And once you've completed that, You are free to go, and I will see you next week, and I hope you have a great weekend. As you're working on this, if you have any questions, of course, you're free to email me, send me a message on Schoology, and I will try to answer you. I can't promise it'll be right away because I have a couple of things I have to do this weekend, but I'll try to answer you as quickly as I can. So, nope, post it in Schoology. In Schoology. There should be an exit ticket in today's Schoology folder. If you can't see it, let me know. Got about 3 minutes left, so. All right, once you guys have completed the exit ticket, you're free to go. Unless you have any questions or concerns that I can help you with. Bye, Kennedy. Jennifer, Yolanda, is there anything I can help either of you with, or are you just working on the exit ticket?
I'm still working on the exit ticket.
Okay, that's fine, no problem. Okay, Yolanda, I see that. Okay, great. I'm going to close the classroom, but if you guys have any problems, you just shoot me an email and let me know, because I'll be eating my lunch in front of my computer. Okay?